Okay guys, you ready for this? Weight loss made easy with little to no exercise. I'm going to explain exactly how I'm doing things and exactly why I keep losing weight throughout this entire weight loss journey, even when I'm eating a ton of food. So in order to make weight loss easy, I just have to explain exactly how I got started. Now, when I got started, I was just using this little handy dandy device that every single one of us has. Now, the majority of us, we use these devices all the time. We don't even think about them for weight loss unless we're watching random videos. But this little simple tool here has allowed me enough access to free information online to learn how to lose weight with little to no exercise. So the very first thing I did is I got on my phone and I started researching all different types of fasting practices, and I started studying them and learning the basic information about them, what ketosis is, what autophagy is, all the basic details of what to do during a fast, before a fast, and even after a fast. Now, I know the majority of you hear the word fasting and you get freaked out. Absolutely normal, absolutely natural. But the very fastest way to lose weight is actually just try a fast. Try to figure out which fast you want to do, implement that fast, and don't be overwhelmed by the fact that fasting doesn't require any food. We don't require as much calories as we thought we did, and that's how I got a lot of my weight loss journey started, was just basic fasting principles. But over a period of time, I realized I couldn't do that sustainably for the entire weight loss journey, so I had to start looking into other types of eating strategies. I went down the road of keto type diet, which got very confusing, and it does get confusing for a lot of people, especially for me when I was beginning my entire journey. But when you get started on something like keto, the best thing to do is actually go to your phone, type in exactly what you want to do. What are the best ketosis friendly foods? Now, this isn't nearly as restrictive as an only carnivore type diet, which works extremely well. I've been experimenting with beef, bacon, butter, and eggs for the last, I'm almost at the end of my 90 days. That'll be over on November 14th, and I'll give you guys my conclusion for that. But I believe beef, bacon, butter, and eggs is the best way to still eat food and remove stuff from your life, and then find out exactly what the problems are. But now when I look at this screen here about what are keto-friendly foods, the first thing that pops up on the very top of the list, which is very important, and it's also important for a meat-based diet, which is meat and poultry, beef, pork, lamb, chicken, and turkey. Yeah, they all fall in that category. Now, the more fat, in my opinion, the better experience you're going to have, because it helps with your digestion. And while doing the carnivore diet, I've found out that the actual fat content in the food is what we need to get everything working correctly in our guts. Now, the second thing on the list is fish and seafood: salmon, herring, mackerel, tuna, halibut, and shrimp. Now, I've been eating a lot of shrimp lately. I've been actually craving shrimp. Now, some people claim to say that if you're craving stuff like shrimp, you might be a little bit iodine deficient. Whether or not I should be taking iodine supplements, or you should be taking iodine supplements, that's completely up to you and your own journey. But one thing I have found out is that sardines and eggs specifically promote weight loss almost instantly, especially if focused on for 5 solid days. Now, we're talking guaranteed weight loss. If you were to eat sardines and eggs for an entire 5-day stretch, yeah, you're going to be losing some weight regardless of what you think, or what you think how loopy it is, because it does seem a little bit loopy before you actually try this. Now, the third thing on the list is dairy. Full fat cheese, butter, cream, unsweetened yogurt, and cottage cheese. Now, the fat content in dairy is extremely important. Now, there is a warning there. I would say from my own experience, I was not able to lose as much weight when eating a lot of dairy, so I had to really tone down the dairy I had, and also the specific types of cheeses that I chose. I had to use those in very sparing amounts. Now, I had pretty good success with the white cheeses. If I stayed away from the orange cheeses, I was doing pretty good. Also, the pre-shredded cheeses, they're caked in all kinds of stuff to keep them from sticking together in clumps. So if you can shred your own cheese, that's better. But all in all, if you're looking for actual weight loss, just try to stay away from the cheese as much as possible, and don't overindulge in cheesy items. The fourth item is eggs. Pasture-raised, organic, or conventional eggs, they all seem to work. I've tried all different kinds of eggs. I've bought several different brands of eggs at all of the local stores here in Alaska. I have had really good success eating hundreds and hundreds of eggs in a week. I've done other 5-day egg fasting experiments where I lost anywhere from 7 to 14 pounds in a week. That sounds pretty dramatic, and it is. But I think the thing to consider is it's a very low calorie type diet. Even if you're eating as many eggs as you can possibly fit into your gut, it really works. It works really fast. You're going to get guaranteed results if you can handle eggs. Now, another option here on the list is nuts and seeds. I choose to stay away from nuts and seeds because I'm doing the carnivore diet, and I've found that oxalates, especially in nuts and seeds, has created a lot of problems in my life. I was getting a lot of just random rashes when I was doing the keto diet. That's why I kind of switched it up a little bit and went towards a KetoVore type diet, then to a meat-based type diet. And then I'm kind of slowly evolving into a more strict carnivore type diet with beef, bacon, butter, and eggs. And chances are I'm probably going to swing back to my original eating principle of 90-10 meats and fats and 10% I love my life, just to be real with everybody, because that really worked. That's also how I got started on the carnivore diet, and it's a really good way to promote a more restrictive type diet for those that just don't really want to get into removing everything, which is terrifying, out of your life. Non-starchy vegetables is also on this list. Broccoli, bell peppers, zucchini, leafy greens, tomatoes, mushrooms, and eggplant. Now, these things all do work on the keto diet, but they also have a high oxalate level, so they could be promoting, these really weird, strange rashes. I don't like the rashes. Now, one of my favorite things to implement into the carnivore diet is some low-lying berries. Now, these berries that I'm talking about, some of them are rather traditional, and some of them are more local around the Alaskan area, like blueberries, for instance. Blueberries cover the entire area of Nome in the tundra. They are actually amazing. There's salmon berries. There's other types of low-lying raspberries. We do have some strawberries that we get from time to time, although I try to cut the strawberries down to literally just a handful if I'm going to have any at all, because strawberries in general do have a lot of natural sugars, and they can affect your ability to stay in ketosis or not stay in ketosis at all. And sometimes the goal is to get yourself out of ketosis so you can get back into ketosis. At least that's my strong opinion, is I don't believe we're built to be in ketosis like 100% of the time. So I like to deliberately take myself out and then bring myself back in. For one, it feels good. Two, something is happening inside your body, and it's just a lot of fun experimenting with these different ways. Now, another keto-friendly snack is olives. I would advise just anybody to stay away from olives if possible, mainly because they're really, really high in calories. A lot of these olives one single olive can be about 90 calories. Are you kidding me? This cat is just doing cat stuff. Now we're going to talk about cream and half and half. That is also ketosis friendly, but you're looking for the heavier cream. You're looking for the stuff with the actual natural fat. You're not looking for low fat options, because our bodies require that fat in order to do specific things and get things to digest correctly. And we also use that fat as energy when we're doing a ketosis type diet. Now, last but not least is dark chocolate, and it is Halloween, and I hope everybody had a great Halloween. If I were to recommend anybody do any type of chocolate, it would be dark chocolate, specifically chocolate made out of cacao. Cacao is a type of cocoa that is fermented. It's a little bit different than regular type chocolate, which is from the same bean. It's just one's fermented, the other one's processed in a different way, which is basically what we're used to, which is milk chocolate. But a lot of times the chocolate is overly processed. They put a lot of high fructose corn syrup in it sometimes. They put a bunch of different ingredients. But if you can find a dark chocolate made with cacao, I find that actually tastes really good, especially after a week of fasting. You just take a piece of dark chocolate, put it in your mouth, and you don't need to eat a whole chocolate bar. And it also tastes much better after your palate gets more accustomed to not having so many different variables going inside your mouth. But for me right now, what I'm doing is the carnivore diet, beef, bacon, butter, and eggs. I might not be doing it perfectly, and I really don't expect anybody else to do that perfectly as well. But for the most part, you just eat beef, butter, bacon, and eggs for a period of time. I'd recommend people try it for about 30 days. My first 30 days doing it, I was able to be extremely strict when I was up on a business trip in Nome, Alaska, out of all places where meat's more expensive, groceries are more expensive. And I did manage to do it on a budget, and I had a lot of success. I felt great. I was losing weight while I was doing it, and I'm still trying to do it down here in town, but it's a little bit hard because I have a lot of variables at play here in the house. I have a lot of distractions. I also have a lot of different stress levels going on, and sometimes I do tend to get off the rails a little bit, but I try to keep it reasonable. And that's where the 90-10 eating principle comes in, and that's basically my saving grace to all of this, so I don't gain weight. So how much weight did I lose this week, or did I lose any weight at all? Now, I always keep a video log of every Saturday morning. I get up and I go weigh myself, and I do try to do this once a week. And every single day, on Saturday especially, one of my cats is usually joining me in the bathroom. The first thing I do is I get up, go to the restroom, and then I get up and my cat, which one is this? Oh, that is Taz, my newest cat, the little black one. And then we just go out here and we slowly get our scale set up. Some mornings are harder than others for me because, yeah, I've been pretty busy. I've been working 6 days a week, anywhere from 10 to 12 hours a day. And I am a commercial truck driver, so keep that in mind as well. I've been losing weight with little to no exercise as a commercial truck driver. So let's see what our scale's going to say. And it's looking like 267.9 pounds. That's approximately a 2-pound weight loss in the last week. And I've been doing beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. I haven't been 100% strict. There have been a couple variables in there, but my point is that this is totally possible as long as we're focusing on the majority of keto-friendly foods. So even a fat average truck driver, a guy that was 435 pounds, figured out how to lose weight with little to no exercise using one of the biggest tools that we all have in our hand, which is our cell phones. Use this thing. Ask it a question, come up with a couple topics, research through them, scroll down, jump down the rabbit hole with me. I really hope you guys appreciate this video and this type of stuff because, you know, this is really how I got started. This is my honest everyday opinion. I don't try to overindulge in the technical aspects of it but my point is that all of this weight loss information is in here. It doesn't require a subscription. It doesn't require a gym membership. It doesn't require buying products that cost $90. And then we all know we've had a whole bunch of products over the years that we thought were just going to magically help us lose weight. Well, the easiest way to lose weight is right here. It's not going out and getting a prescription for Ozempic. In my personal opinion, Ozempic was meant for diabetics. It should be used by diabetics for that particular reason. It does promote weight loss, but it's not the right kind of weight loss because if we don't do the research and figure out exactly how to lose weight on our own, Ozempic fixes absolutely nothing. We're still going to be eating the same garbage trash food even when we're on Ozempic. After we're done losing the weight, we're not making ourselves any healthier as a result of taking a shot and just putting it in our stomach and then just going about life just willy-nilly. And there's been a lot of scary stories around Ozempic, so definitely do your research before taking a random prescription because so far every single weight loss drug has had a lot of serious side effects. A lot of them have actually promoted death. So absolutely take your time when these new miracle drugs come out. Don't jump on the bandwagon and get on here. Weight loss is easily achieved with little to no exercise just by using some simple devices, some simple tools, learning what ketosis is, maybe practice some fasting, but most of all, learn how to love your life and eat whole, healthy foods. Now, something I did want to cover was a question from a viewer because he did talk about something that he was honestly experiencing in his own weight loss journey, which was he was actually losing a little bit of strength. And I'm not sure if he was actually losing strength or just the adjustment to whatever type of lifestyle he was doing. It wasn't working for him, but I broke these weights out and I was actually trying to lift these weights when I was 435 pounds or in the 360 pound range possibly. But these weights here, these are both flex weights. These are approximately 52.5 pounds. Now, last week after my last video, I was trying to lift these weights and I did bump into a wall. I not seriously bump into a wall, but I was just trying to lift these weights and see what was going to happen if I could actually lift the same amount of weights that I was lifting early on in my weight loss journey. So these are set up for 52.5 pounds and I was having a problem. I'm having a problem getting them off this thing. Okay, there we go. They kind of get locked into place. It's a disadvantage of buying both flex weights, but it does happen. But yeah, I don't know if I can lift these weights anymore. This is the first time I actually tried. I was lifting these with a little bit lighter weight on it. But yeah, I had no problem lifting this before. But I had to use a lot of momentum to get it going. And that's about it. Yeah, that's as high as I can get it now. So that's a problem. But I also think when I was lifting these weights before, I was using a lot of back momentum. When I was morbidly obese, we have a much stronger back because our back is trying to hold up our entire torso. So in order to lift weights like this, I was probably giving it a little bit more back effort than arm effort. And I could probably do that if I actually throw a little bit of my hips into it like this. So that little hip motion allows me to pick that up easily and set it back down. So I believe that's what I was doing early on in my weight loss journey. It just was a lot less noticeable because there was a lot more of me here. So I can do that little hip motion over here, hip, and then it comes up. But if I just try to use my arm, I cannot naturally pick this up. And that had me a bit concerned at first. So I'm guessing my strength really didn't go down. All right. Bowflex, stop fighting with me. I'm gonna make a mess. Now it doesn't want to work. And this thing's locked into place again, so I can't take it apart. But anyways, guys, yeah, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about how, you know, I didn't actually lose any strength throughout this entire journey, especially on the carnivore diet. I'm still just as strong. It's just my body mechanics have changed a lot since I've gotten a lot smaller, right through here and right here. But when I broke down the basic movements of what I used to do when I was lifting weights like this, that's all it was. A little bit of momentum through the hip, and then I had a natural curl going on. I just didn't realize it until I got much smaller, and I got a lot less weight to throw around. So, okay, guys, if you found this video useful, subscribe to the channel. Share it with your friends if you need to. Be sure to like the video before you take off out of here. But as always, guys, I hope to see you in the next one. Oh, I didn't want to record.